Standard 6th, Subject Maths, Chapter 5, Decimal Fractions, Practice Set 16. Today we are going to learn to multiply decimal fractions. Let's learn multiplication of decimal fractions. Okay, there are two methods which I'm going to show you here. You can choose any one method, whichever you find easy to use. The first method, let's have a look at an example. 4.3 is a decimal fraction here and we have to multiply it with 5. So in this first method, what we are doing is we are converting the decimal fraction into a common fraction. And this you have already learned in the previous practice set. So 4.3 is equal to 43 upon 10. One place after decimal point is there. So we take upon 10, 1 and 1 0. One digit after decimal point. So denominator will be 1 0. So 43 upon 10 into 5. We write 5 as 5 upon 1. Since there is no denominator, we take upon 1. And now you multiply the normal way. Numerator into numerator, denominator into denominator. 43 into 5 upon 10 into 1, which is equal to 215 upon 10. Now you convert it into a decimal fraction. 1 0 in the denominator means we count one digit from the right and place a point. So your final answer will be 21.5. How to convert into a decimal fraction also you have learnt in the previous practice set. So here it is just converting a decimal fraction into a common fraction, multiply it and then again convert it into a decimal fraction. This is the first method which you can follow to multiply the decimal fractions. The second method, the question is 4.3 into 5. So first ignore the point and multiply as you usually multiply. So 43 into 5, answer is 215, 215. Now see after decimal point how many digits are there in the question. Only one. So in the answer also count one digit from right and place a decimal point in your answer. So your final answer will be 21.5. Okay. Now the simple method to follow would obviously be second method for you. You will say yes, here we just have to multiply and place the decimal point. Yes, but in case you forget to place the decimal point in the answer, you will get your sum wrong. So be careful with the decimal point. Okay, and since this chapter we are learning how to convert a decimal fraction into a normal fraction and a normal fraction into a decimal fraction, I will explain the sums using first method, but you are free to follow the second method if you find it easy. All right, so the other steps or the statements will remain same, but the working you can choose between these two methods. All right, so now let us move on to our practice set 16. Question number 1. If 317 into 45 is equal to 14,265, then 3.17 into 4.5 is equal to question mark is given. Now here we have to solve, multiply? No, answer is already given. Only we have to check now where we will place our decimal point in the answer. Because in the first multiplication there is no decimal point, but in a question next there are decimal points, two decimal points. So see total how many digits are there after decimal point. 3.17 we get two places, 4.5 we get one more place, so 2 plus 1, total 3 places after decimal point. So in the answer 14265 we are going to count 3 places or digits from the right and put the decimal point. So 5, 6, 2, and before 2 we will put decimal point. So your answer will be 14.265. Let's have a look at the answer. See here, you can multiply if you want, but here we don't have to multiply because answer is already given. Only we have to check our decimal point. So after decimal point, look in the solution, 3.17 into 4.5. After 3 point, there are 2 places. After 4 point, there is 1 place. So 2 plus 1, total 3 places we count in the answer and place a decimal point. So 14 point, and after that you can see 3 places are there, 265. All right. So if you get a question like this, then you have to answer accordingly. You need not solve. The answer is given. Just place the decimal point in the correct place. Okay. Let's have a similar sum. Question number 2. 503 into 217. Answer is given 109151. All right. Then 5.03, same question but with a decimal point, into 2.17 is equal to how much? Now after decimal point total, how many digits are there? Yes, 5.03, 2 digits. 2.17, there are 2 digits. 2 plus 2, total 4 digits are there after decimal point. So see the answer here, 109151. Where will you place your decimal point? Yes, counting 4 digits from the right, that is before 9. So your answer will be 10.9151. Let's have a look at the solution. 5.03 into 2.7 is equal to, after decimal point 4 places. So answer also after decimal point there should be 4 places. So 10.9151 is your final answer. Question 3. Now you have to actually multiply and find the answers. There are altogether 4 questions. Okay, so let's have a look at the first sum. 2.7 into 1.4 is equal to 27 upon 10, converting it into a common fraction, into 14 upon 10. 27 into 14 upon 10 into 10 is equal to 378 upon 100. This multiplication part you should do in rough. 378 upon 100, 2 zeros. So counting from right 2 digits, we put a point. So final answer 3.78. So it's very simple. First convert into common fraction, multiply, then again convert into a decimal fraction. So those who want to follow the second method, I have done this first sum using both the methods. Let's have a look at the second method. 2.7 into 1.4. Ignore the decimal points, multiply as it is. 4 sevens are 28. 8 you write, 2 keep in mind. 4 twos are 8 plus 2 which was carried over, 10. Next 0 we take, then 7 ones are 7, 2 ones are 2. 108 plus 270 gives you 378. After decimal point there are 2 digits. So here in the answer also after decimal point you will see 2 digits. So whichever method you find easy you can follow. In the following sums I will be showing the first method. But if you are using second method, kindly check whether your answers match. Okay, so if your answers match with the final answer, then you have done it correctly. Second sum, 6.17 into 3.9 is equal to 617 upon 100. After decimal point 2 digits, so upon 100, into 39 upon 10. After decimal point 1 digit, so upon 10. is equal to, multiply numerators, multiply denominators. 617 into 39 gives us 24063 upon 100 into 10 is 1000. You will see the denominators are very easy to multiply because it is either 10, 100 or 1000. Is equal to, now just place the point, count the number of zeros and count the number of digits from right in numerator and place a point. So final answer is 24.063. Third sum, 0.57 into 2 is equal to 57 upon 100 into 2 upon 1 is equal to 57 into 2 upon 100 into 1 is equal to 114 upon 100, and the final answer is equal to 1.14. Okay, now 0.57 we took upon 100 because after decimal point you see two places. So accordingly we are going to do for each and every sum. As many places after decimal point, that many zeros in the denominator. As many zeros in the denominator, that many digits after decimal point in final answer. Okay, it's very simple. By practice you will find it easy to solve. Question number 4. 5.04 into 0.7 equals 504 upon 100 into 7 upon 10 is equal to 504 into 7 upon 100 into 10 is equal to 3528 upon 1000 is equal to 3.528. Okay, here also you see that first we convert into common fraction, then multiply, and then again convert the answer into a decimal fraction. 3 zeros, that means in the number 3528 also there should be 3 places after the decimal point. Hence the point comes between 3 and 5. 3.528. Okay, so like this we have solved the 4 sub questions of question number 3. Now let's move on to question number 4, which is a word problem. Virendra bought 18 bags of rice, each bag weighing 5.250 kg. How much rice did he buy altogether? If the rice costs rupees 42 per kg, how much did he pay for it? Okay, so let's understand the question first. Virendra bought some amount of rice, that is 18 bags of rice, and each the bags are given 18, but one bag is weighing 5.250 kg. So first we will have to multiply and find how much is the weight of 18 bags, and then once we come to know how much rice he has bought altogether, we can multiply by 42 and find the cost of the entire kilograms of rice that he bought. So first 5.250 into 18 will tell us how much total rice he bought in kilograms. Okay, so let's see the solution. Solution: weight of one bag of rice is equal to 5.250 kg. Number of bags of rice is equal to 18. Therefore, total weight is equal to 18 into 5.250. Now this we write in the form of fraction first, or you can directly multiply using second method. Using first method, the steps are 18 upon 1 into 525 upon 100. Okay, it will be 5250 upon 1000, 110 gets cut and you get 525 upon 100 is equal to 18 into 525 upon 1 into 1000 is equal to 9450 upon 100, not upon 1000, it's upon 100. So this is equal to Final answer, count 2 digits from right, that is after 94 there will be a point. So 94.5 kg is the total weight of rice that he bought. Now the second part. Cost of 1 kg of rice is given as rupees 42. Therefore, cost of the entire weight of rice, that is 94.5 kg of rice, is equal to 42 into 94.5. So again we write in the form of common fraction, 42 upon 1 into 945 upon 10 is equal to 42 into 945 upon 1 into 10 is equal to 39690 upon 10. Now you can see there is 1 0 in denominator. So after one digit, you will, before one digit, you will place a point. So your answer will be 3969.0, which is equal to rupees 3969, round figure. Therefore, total rice bought by Virendra is 94.5 kg and the amount paid for it is rupees 3969. Okay, simply 0 0 you can cancel when you have 39690 upon 10. 1 0 gets cancelled in numerator, 1 0 gets cancelled in denominator, and you get answer 3969. Okay, a very simple sum. So in a fraction, when there is a 0 in the numerator and the denominator, that time you can cancel 1 1 0 and then write the final answer. Hope this sum is clear. Now let's move to question number 5, the last sum. Vedika has 23.5 meters of cloth. She used it to make 5 curtains of equal size. If each curtain required 4 meters 25 centimeters to make, how much cloth is left over? Okay. Now Vedika has total cloth 23.5 meters and she used it to make 5 curtains of equal size. And each curtain required how much? 4 meters 25 centimeters to make the curtain. So how much cloth is left over? Let's see the steps and understand the sum one step at a time. We know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So cloth required to make one curtain, how much is given? It's given 4 meter 25 centimeter. So we will convert it. Now we will have to convert it into the convert it into meters. How to convert into meters? 25 centimeter, we take 25 upon 100 meter. See the rough work, or you can add it as a step also. 4 meter 25 centimeter is equal to 4 meter as it is plus 25 upon 100 meter. We are converting it into meters. So 4 meter plus 25 upon 100 is 0.25 meter, which is equal to 4.25 meter. You can write directly 4 meter 25 centimeter equals to 4.25 meter. Okay. How the working is shown alongside. So now we know that she has used 4.25 meter. Instead of writing 4 meter 25 centimeter, we write it as 4.25 meter. We have converted into a decimal fraction. Okay. Therefore, cloth required to make 5 curtains. See, if one curtain she requires 4.25 meters. So for 5 curtains, we will have to multiply by 5. So therefore, cloth required to make 5 curtains is equal to 5 into 4.25. Convert it into common fraction. 5 upon 1 into 425 upon 100 is equal to 5 into 425 upon 1 into 100 is equal to 2125 upon 100 is equal to 21.25 meters. Since we have converted it into meters, we will write the unit meters. So cloth required to make 5 curtains is 21.25 meters, 21.25 meters. Now they are asking us in the question how much cloth is left over. So whatever cloth she had minus how much she used, that answer will tell us how much cloth is left over. So let's see the next part of the sum. Cloth remaining with Vedika is equal to total cloth with Vedika minus cloth used is equal to 23.5 meter, which was the total cloth, minus 21.25 meter, which is the cloth she used to make 5 curtains. Just now we multiplied and found out that. So operated 23.50 minus 21.25. Answer 2.25. So is equal to 2.25 meter. Don't forget to write the unit. Therefore, the length of cloth remaining with Vedika is 2.25 meter. Okay. So in this sum, what we have done here? First, we have converted the cloth that she used to make 1 curtain into a decimal fraction, which is in meters. Then we multiplied it with number of curtains made. That is 5 were made. So 5 into 4.25, you got 21.25 meter. This is the cloth she used. And she had total how much? 23.5 meter in with her. So we subtracted how much she used, and the final answer is the length of the cloth remaining with Vedika, which is 2.25 meter. Okay, a simple sum. If you practice the steps, you will follow it and you will find it very easy. Okay, so this is the end of practice set 16. So students, keep safe, learn well, and thank you.